Today's video is all about answering your questions, so let's go. Hello and welcome to Thorpe Wood. I thought I would sit here and do the Q&A. Now I was supposed to do a Q&A a while ago. I did ask questions from you on my socials to ask me any questions and I would answer them on camera. So today is the day. I've got my bit of paper in front of me. I've got a fair few questions. I'll see how many I can get through in the space of sort of 15 minutes or so. So the first question is, what's been your favourite place to film? Wow, that's a tough one. I've been all over the UK, but to be honest, I think it goes back to 2008. It's on my channel in the Vault playlist, but it has to be Lake Bled in Slovenia. That is just my all-time favourite place. If I had to live somewhere, that would be the place. It's just tranquil, it's just beautiful, it's timeless. You've got the church in the middle of the actual lake itself, you've got a castle. All the people are really nice, and it's not until you actually get there. You can see pictures of it and it looks beautiful, but when you actually get there, it's 1,000 times better. The water's just pure. It's like green and clear. You can see the fish in it. There's no pollution. It's just clean air, mountains, beautiful walks, beautiful scenery. It just blows me away. So yeah, filming that was probably my favourite place, because even though it was on a camcorder, and it was on this camcorder I'm going to show you now, which is like records in something like stupid like 480p, and there's no stabilization, so obviously when you're filming it's very shaky, so you've got to be really still, so obviously the footage is not the greatest, but I wanted to put it on there because it's just a memory of myself and my wife. That's where we got married in York, and we had our honeymoon over in Slovenia, and we were just blown away by all of the place. We went to, obviously Lake Bled is where we stayed, and we went to the Ljubljana, which was the city in Slovenia. We went to Piran and Portov, which is sort of south Slovenia. We went to the Postonia caves and the Lipica stud farm where all the horses are. And every bit of Slovenia was just amazing. It was timeless, it was perfect. And if I can get back with my GoPro at any time in the future, I would love to, and film it in like 4K and just show you exactly how beautiful it is. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure there's videos on YouTube to see. But yeah, if you ever want to go somewhere beautiful, quiet and just stunning, go to Lake Bled in Slovenia. You will not be disappointed. So that's my favourite place to film. Obviously using the GoPro. Probably one of the times when I've been on like a locomotive and I've put my head out the window. Recently was probably the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway. That was a beautiful video. I love doing that. For those who've watched it, thank you so much. But I just love old styles, like steam locomotives, the old style carriages. It's like going back in time, and it's just perfect. Anyway, next question. So the next question, what's your favourite video you've uploaded? Whew, that's a tough one. Now, probably Locomotion in Shildon. I did a video there in the main hall, and I was just walking around showing you different trains. That's probably the most watched video on there. I think it's got about 8,000 views, which I still can't get my head around. That's amazing. If you've watched it, thank you so much. That was a great day to see all of those diesels and locomotives in there. As well, on that day I went to the new hall, which I'd opened that day, and also had a nice conversation with the gentleman there regarding the Stephenson's rocket replica. So for me that was a great video. But again, it's just probably going around Yorkshire and going on like the old style trains is probably sort of the favourite videos that I film, because it's not just a case of wandering around the GoPro filming like where you're walking. You can open the windows, you can put your camera out, you can film everything flashing by, you can film as the locomotive is sort of turning around, so you can see all the steam, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I think that's the sort of videos that I love to upload, those sort of ones. So maybe the Keighley one, maybe the fish and chip train. That was a good one, getting some lovely footage of the fish and chip train, not too far from where I live. Next question. Do you ever see pheasants when you're out mooching? Now I know who that's from, John. Yes, I do. When I go around places such as this, I do see a lot. I saw some in the previous video that I pointed out. I think there's 2 or 3 pheasants in the Whitby video, the second Whitby video. When I've been to Honeypot Woods, I saw quite a few in the fields. But yeah, when you're around here, you see all sorts of wildlife. You've just got to be quiet enough to see them. And if you're sort of out and about and there's not many people around, they tend to come out. And if you're quiet enough, you can see them trotting around in their natural habitat. So yeah, I do see plenty of pheasants. John. Next question. What equipment do you use for YouTube videos? Right. When I first started, the first videos I uploaded were all on the camcorder. I think there's about 4 or 5 videos, really bad quality videos. I just put them on there just for somewhere to keep them, because obviously they're on high 8 little video cassettes. I think that's what they're on. And obviously over time they'll degrade and the footage will go horrible. So I wanted to get them off and put them somewhere just so I could remind myself of the good times of going over there. And because I don't know whether I'll be able to get over there again, it would be nice to. But yeah, but these days I use a GoPro Hero 12. I've got Rode wireless Me mics. I've got a GoPro Shorty, which is basically a little handheld stick to obviously to go around with the GoPro, and that extends, like, it's about this big and it extends to so high. It's got a tripod, that's what it's on now. What else have I got? I've obviously got my drone. I've got a DJI Neo drone. I've got some Freewell filters for the drone. What else have I got? I'm just trying to think of what other kit I've got. I think that's pretty much it. I've got with the GoPro itself, obviously I've got the wireless mics, but in order to use wireless mics you need to have the media mod, which is basically a little case that clips onto your GoPro. It's the plugs into your GoPro, and it gives you a two-way microphone on there already. So if you're doing filming front, the microphone picks up, but there's also one in the back. So if you're focusing like in the distance, you're saying, oh look over here, there's a mic there as well. You can turn them on independently, so you can have the front on or the back on, or both front and back on. But then sometimes when I'm doing certain blogs or vlogs, I tend to use the wireless ones when my son's with me, and I'm doing the drone ones, so I've got it on a tripod, and then obviously I can walk around. I think with the wireless Me mics you can go about 100 foot, something like that, or more, maybe 100 meters. It's like a fair distance. So I think that's all I tend to use. When it comes to editing, I use the free version of CapCut and free LUTs that you can get from freshluts.com, I believe. I can't remember, I think that's what it's called. And there's various sites I use for music. There's Ben Sound, and there's another one that I've totally forgotten what it's called, but I'll put it all in the description what I use. If you're thinking of starting a channel, or you want sort of any LUTs or sound for your videos. So that's pretty much all I use in regards to that. Next question. Where is somewhere you really want to film? Whoa. Again, that's a tough one. Where would I like to film? I think Slovenia. I'd love to see more of Slovenia. I'd love to see more of Germany. I went to Germany when I was a kid, and I only saw the southern area and a bit of Cologne when I was traveling from when I flew to Cologne, I think, and then I travelled on the train all the way down south. But I didn't really see much of it, and I'd love to go back to Germany. I would love to do the Christmas markets around Europe. We were supposed to go there in December, but we ended up doing London instead. If you haven't seen those London videos, check them out. They were interesting. Where else would I like? I don't know. I think mainly Europe, to be honest. I've been to America and New York, and that was good. But for me, I think I just love the old architecture, the old sort of style, like as if everything's been frozen in time to the 1940s or beforehand. So you've got all the old houses. I just love seeing everything that's sort of preserved, not knocked down and loads of flats put up there, or loads of buildings or whatever. I like stuff where it's you just feel like you've gone back in time. So Europe is a great place for that. Slovenia has got some beautiful architecture, beautiful buildings, beautiful walks. We walked to I forgot what it's called now. Vingar Gorge, I think it's called. We went there. That was beautiful as well. I'd love to return back to Slovenia at some point. But yeah, we've been to the Netherlands and all around that way. But yeah, it's just a case of trying to do as much as I can. I'd love to go back to Europe when I can afford to. So probably somewhere in Europe would probably be the next favourite place of where I would like to film. Russia, obviously there's a lot going on in Russia at the moment, but St. Petersburg, seeing all of that would be nice. But obviously with everything going on in the world at the moment, that needs to sort itself out, that needs to behave itself. So Europe, in the long short of it. Right, next question, where are we? What inspired you to start doing travel vlogs? YouTube, basically. When I started this, when I actually logged into this YouTube, the one you're watching now, it wasn't travel. I did a podcast with my son. That was the first one. We did that during the lockdown. That was just a bit of a laugh, something to do while we're stuck indoors. It didn't get many views. A few people commented, but it was just a bit of a laugh between me and my son, just to see how well it would do. Obviously then I stopped that. Then I did a music one. I play guitar and the like, so I write music sometimes, so I decided to put some of that on. That didn't really get a huge amount of views, and I didn't really sort of fully get into that. And then during lockdown, I think sort of coming out of lockdown, I started watching YouTube a lot more, and a certain Scottish guy popped in and came on my screen, a certain Steve Marsh. He came on and he was just doing a video. I think it was just around Edinburgh, something like that. I think it's during lockdown. He did an Edinburgh video or Scotland video, and I kind of just started watching it. Didn't really know who he was, and his partner Alicia. Yeah, I just started watching that and got hooked on that particular thing. And then he started mentioning someone called Scott. So I thought, I wonder who Scott is. So then I started following Scott, and he goes all over Scotland. He goes all over Europe. And the likes, on buses for like 48 days. He's a crazy man. If you're watching Scott, you are crazy, going on Flix buses for like 4 days or whatever it is. I don't know how you do it, but he goes all over. So I started watching them, and then you got like Simon Wilson's, you've got your St. Christopher Atlantis, you've got Baxter.com. You've got all these different people that I just started watching. I mean, there's absolutely loads that I could list. But I watch a lot of travel vlogs, a lot of train vlogs, a lot of drone videos. Obviously people like By the Curb, van life. I don't have a van, I can't drive, but obviously James and Helen are sort of beautiful, funny people, and it's just fun to watch them going about. He's always complaining and she's always full of facts. Obviously it's just their way, and it just makes it entertaining, and I just love watching their stuff, as well as obviously Andy and Claire on St. Christopher Atlantis. They're awesome people, and they follow my channel, so hopefully they'll be watching this if you are. How are you doing? Where are we, Claire? But yeah, there's lots of great channels out there, and that's what got me into it. I just thought, could I do this? Then I remembered about the camcorder that I had, and I remembered the Slovenia footage. I can't even speak. I remember Slovenia footage, and I thought, do you know what? I might put that on, because I wanted to preserve that, as I've said in the previous question. And I just thought, you know, I'll just put that on, and I might start a vlog. I might do something. I might, when we go around somewhere, I might do a little vlog and see how well that does, because myself, my wife and my son, we go on little trips around Yorkshire, around London, all over the UK and Scotland, and I'd never filmed any. I took pictures of the places we've been, and I just felt I could be doing videos. So then I just started doing videos around London, and then we did Yorkshire, Scotland, Manchester, where else? All sorts, everywhere. But yeah, I want to do more and more of them, and that's what got me started, and that's watching their videos inspires me to do videos. So hopefully someone's watching this video with a mobile phone in their pocket thinking, can I do a video? Yes, you can. You'll be awesome at it. Get it done. Get yourself out there, do your video, and enjoy the journey. So that's why I started doing it. Anyway, next question, which is, what does your YouTube name mean? Now, when I first started, it was called Echoes in the Wells, which basically was just sort of, I don't know, my surname's Wells, and it was me sort of like echoes, me sort of speaking into this area, sort of echoing out into YouTube. And I was trying to think of something, I went, Echoes in the Wells, that sounds, and I couldn't think of anything else, so I stuck that on. And then people going, what does that mean? I don't understand what that means. And my wife went, that just sounds weird. What about, and she said, Smog on the Line. And I was like, well, what does that mean? And I thought, well, we're from Teesside, which means we're smoggies. And on the line could mean on the train line, because we travel on the train a lot, or it could mean a line on a map going from A to B. And I think, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Smog on the line, so it's me on a particular route. So that's basically what it means. It just means me travelling. There again, I don't know if you can hear those bangs. It's the crow scarers in the fields. There's farmer fields just behind me, so that's what they are. There's not a madman with a gun. Right, so I hope that makes sense with regards to the channel name. I keep trying to think of other ones, but now it's stuck there, so it doesn't really matter about the name, does it, at the end of the day? As long as you've got videos on there and you can watch them. That's the main thing, isn't it? Right, next one. What YouTube channels do you watch? Wow, right, okay. As I've said before, St. Christopher Atlantis. I'm going to go on and I'm going to name some of the channels I use. I'm just going to go on my YouTube, on my subscriber list. Let's have a quick look and see who is on there. Talk amongst yourselves. Let's have a look. I mean, there's just so many cool channels. Bald and Bankrupt, I watch him. Behind the Curb, which is James's other channel, check that out. Big Foodie Geek, which is an awesome bloke who does cooking. He doesn't do the channel anymore, but he does some cool videos, funny, watch them. Biker of Atlantis, which is Andy's channel, Andy and Claire from St. Christopher Atlantis. It's their other channel. By the Curb, James and Helen, awesome people. And Drone Wilder, he flies drones into buildings and walls and all over the place. Go and check him out. Ed Chapman, he's just a random bloke from Leeds that does videos about food and travelling in a very bizarre way, and it's entertaining. I love his channel. Francis Bourgeois, if you're not subscribed to him, why not? He is just so in love with trains. If you're having a bad day, watch Francis Bourgeois video, and I'm sure that your mood will change. Every time I watch him, I just smile. He's just entertaining. The love that he has for trains and the train line is just amazing, and it just cheers me up no end. Johnny Hoover Travels, he's a great bloke. He does travel videos. He shows you going from A to B, sometimes shows you where he's going as well. Let's Make a Trip, that's Mark, another awesome bloke. He shows you all about the different routes you can take, buses, trains, ferries, planes, the likes, so go and check him out. Let's have a look. Who else do I watch a lot? Planes, keep saying that film. Planes, Trains and Everything, sorry Scott, is Scott. And I've mentioned him before. He goes all over the place. He travels on buses, trains, planes, ferries as well. He goes all over Europe, so definitely check him out. We've got Baxter.com. Rebecca, she's from Wales. She does Disneyland things. She does videos on trains as well. Check her channel out. It's awesome. I love watching her train videos. Simon Wilson is another guy. He goes all over, does some random videos and sneaks in places he shouldn't be sneaking in. St. Christopher Atlantis, obviously Andy and Claire's channel. Follow them. They are beautiful, awesome people. Steve Wallace, that guy, he's a camper. He camps in camper vans, tents, skips, tunnels, pipes, anywhere you can possibly sleep, he'll be in. Steve Marsh is another one. He was the one that I first started watching before, so check him out. He does around Scotland, Europe, all over the place. He's just been to Dublin in a previous video. It's probably a few weeks ago now. Walk With Me Tim, he goes all over, and he goes 5-star places, all of these places that I'll never ever go, so it's nice to just see where I can never ever go. Where else? I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I've got lots of people that I subscribe to, and I kind of watch their videos for a bit of difference. It's good to mix it up. Don't watch stuff that you just do yourself. See what other people are, because sometimes you get a bit of inspiration from others. So that's who I watch on YouTube. Let's have a look. What's next? What would you say was your goal on YouTube? you kind of set yourself goals throughout the entire thing, to be honest. When you first start, it's getting that first subscriber, then it's getting that 100 subscribers, then it's getting 1,000 subscribers, then it's getting your first milestone, which is 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours. Then the next one's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours to get monetized. So you have these little steps that you try and get to, but as I said before, don't sort of stress over trying to get yourself to them. Just let the journey go on, do your videos, focus on your content, your thumbnails and your titles, and before you know it, you'll be getting to those milestones. But for me, it's just enjoying the journey, putting videos out every Wednesday and every Saturday and trying to make them interesting, and just visiting places. My goal now is just to enjoy the journey as it was when I first started. Just enjoy the journey, everything else just falls into place. You'll get regular subscribers, you'll be able to talk on camera, you'll get regular subscribers. Obviously your subscribers will increase once they can see that you love it, and they invest in you. They don't invest in like walking around a wood, they invest in you as a person, because if you make it interesting, that's what they want to see. They want to see you do that stuff. They don't want to sort of just see you pointing the camera at a tree for like 20 minutes and talking about how nice the bark is or something. I don't know, but yeah, enjoy the journey and just focus on your craft and go from there. So I think my goal is that, just enjoy it. How many places have you visited? Wow, what a question is that. It's just how many. Lots of places over my time on this earth. Germany, France, Spain, Slovenia, Austria, Italy, all over the UK, all over Scotland, Ireland, America, everywhere. Lots. On my website I've actually got a little map. I haven't updated it for ages, but that shows you quite a lot of the places I've been, all around Yorkshire, all around London, all around sort of the Midlands area, all around little bits of Wales, Cotswolds, all around Scotland, sort of Stirling and Glasgow, Edinburgh, that sort of area. But yeah, there's lots more I want to see. I want to see more of Europe. I'd love to go over to Canada, because there's some excellent people in Canada, and they're the subscribers on here. If you're watching from Canada, hello, hope you're well. I'd just love to go and meet subscribers. It'd be nice to meet you. Obviously there's Rebecca in Wales that said she'd like to meet me, and we'll go for a cup of tea and see the trains, because I've seen her videos and the way she films them is awesome, and the scenery there in Wales is just amazing. You just see the hills in the distance, the greenery, the nature. It just looks awesome. And then she films trains going by, like locos going by, steam everywhere, and that to me is just, I love it. I love watching her videos. Obviously she does like Disney stuff as well. I'm not a big fan of Disney, but it's more because when someone loves something, when they're filming it and they're talking about it, I kind of get into it as well. Obviously it's not something I would do myself, but I just love that other people love it, if that makes sense. I love watching that sort of thing. I love seeing videos when people are loving what they're doing, even though it's not my craft, it's not what I'm into. Obviously there's people that like I don't know, doing certain things, going to like football matches, or they like going to certain places that don't interest me, but it's because they're so invested in it that makes it interesting for me. It's not that place, it's them that I'm invested in, if that makes sense. Anyway, next question. So where are we? What advice would you give someone starting a YouTube channel? Right, if you watched the previous video, I've already mentioned how to do that, what to do, so I won't sort of bore you with repeating that. So check out the previous video where I sit at this exact table and talk about YouTube. So there's that one. What issues do you encounter when filming for a video? Weather. I'm in England, I'm in the northeast of England, and today at the moment there's no real wind unless you get high up. There's no real wind, there's a very small breeze. The sun's out, it's cool but not freezing, but most of the time it's raining, windy, snowy, torrential rain, tsunamis, tornadoes, you name it, we have it in the northeast. So it's difficult to get out and film. So if sometimes I can't get a video out, that's the reason why. Sometimes you just can't get out. With a drone, especially, if I want to do a drone video, I'm using that Air Data UAV app just to find out when the best days are. Today I did some filming over in Grindon to look at some ruins. I got so far, I think I got 30 meters in the air and it was blowing around. So I was trying to get down and film over there. So yeah, wind is an issue. Travel, when you're traveling, it's trying to make connections on trains. It's trying to get a train when it's been cancelled, trying to get the next train. So it's transport's an issue. Sometimes it's filming is an issue. You might have an idea in your head, right, okay, I'm going to go to London, I'm going to film the markets, I'm going to go and film some museums, I'm going to film something else. You might go there and it might be closed, so that completely scuppers whatever plans you've got. So that's an issue you could have. Things could be closed. Sometimes you look on Google, it'll say it's open, and then you'll go there, it's been demolished, or it just won't be there at all, or it'll be a completely different business. So there's that. But I think that's pretty much it. Then sometimes it's the volume of people. Sometimes that can be an issue, but that's more to do with me. It's confidence. When you're walking around, you're walking with a camera and you're sort of talking about certain things, or you've got it facing me and I'm going, oh, well, today we're in London, we're going to be going down to Spitalfields Market, check out the Christmas markets, see what they've got on offer, maybe get a pizza, blah, blah, blah. And there's people all around you, and sometimes you kind of get that anxiety and it gets a bit stressy. So you tend to sort of, that's a little bit of an issue. Sometimes you can focus on the camera and not them, and you can get away with it, but it's something that every YouTuber, regardless if you started at day one or you've been doing it 10 years, you do get that anxiety when it comes to crowds of people. What else? What other issues? I think the other thing that I don't do is I don't film kids. That's something I've started from day one. I don't film kids. I don't see why anybody should be filming kids. So when I'm talking about a particular place, obviously where I am at the moment, Thorpe Fuels has got a lovely play area for the kids. Well, it's got actually 2 different play areas for the kids. It's got slides, swings and all that sort of stuff. So if you are walking around here, there's a cafe you can go to, and obviously, yeah, as I say, there's places where kids are all over the place. So I talk about I say they're there, but I don't film them. Sometimes I'll go past places where there's kids, I'll stop filming, I'll wait till they're out the way and I'll start filming again. Because obviously you don't film kids. It's wrong. And there are people out there that get a bit angry when you're filming and there are kids about, because they don't know what sort of character you are. Obviously I'm a nice guy, I'm not that sort of person. So, and obviously I know my own kid, I didn't want to film sort of around him until he was comfortable with being on camera. Now he's got his own YouTube channel, so it's fine. But it's other children, yeah, I don't do it. That's an issue. So there's that. Anyway, next question. If you could start again, what would you do different? I think I would probably not put the vault stuff on. I would probably put that on a separate channel because it's like completely different from the GoPro footage. And I would probably start from day one talking to the camera, regardless of the anxiety and stress that you go through, walking through people, talking to the camera, because people are staring at you, you're talking to a camera, and then you can see there's a TV screen in front of the GoPro, so you can see yourself, but you can see people going, Sheila, that man's talking to a camera, and I can see myself in the little screen, what's going on? So yeah, so there's that sort of thing, but it's all about confidence and just getting on with it. So I think I would start from day one, talking to camera and just building the confidence from day one up until now. So that would be the way. Rather than my previous videos, I just would film where I was walking, where I was going, inside museums, inside certain architecture buildings and the likes, and then I'd put music over the entire thing and text to let you know what it was. And because I wasn't confident enough and I had a bit of anxiety in regards to being in front of a camera, so I had that issue. So yeah, I wish I could go back in time and start talking to camera. So that's pretty much all it would be. Oh, did you see that? Did the butterfly go past the camera there? That was what it was. Someone's about to walk past me at the moment, but I'll crack on. How much do you make doing YouTube videos? I make lots and lots of money. No, I don't. I got monetized and at the start of March, basically, or end of February, start of March, I started making money. And you don't really get paid a huge amount. It's more than I expected, to be honest. When it comes to doing YouTube videos, you've got to have a certain amount of views to end up getting a certain amount of revenue from your videos. But yeah, at this moment in time, it's not a huge amount of money. I don't really like talking about that sort of side of things, because it's the money side of things, it's just a means to be able to do this. I know for a fact I'm not sort of in the same league as sort of Steve Marsh, Scott, Andy and Claire and all those sort of people. They're sort of getting the big numbers. Obviously they're going around, they've got cars I don't drive, so I have to rely on transport, I have to rely on days I can get out. Yeah, so I have to just rely on that. So my videos are, obviously don't get the views, so then obviously I don't get the revenue. But let's just say, so far I've made enough to be able to get on a train and go somewhere. That's about it. Anyway, next one, I've got 3 more questions and then that's it. So if you're still watching, thank you so much for keep watching. Do you want to be as famous like MrBeast? No. No, I do not. Why do I not want to be like that? I don't really want to be in the limelight. I don't want to be a big name. It would be nice to have loads of subscribers and followers that I could talk to, people that could maybe sort of go past and say hello to, and sort of, yeah, you meet some really nice people along the way in this journey. But obviously I'd like to have the money that he's got. That would be nice. I'd be able to change my family's life. I'd like to change my friend's life, because that's, if I was making serious money where I was making millions, then yeah, I would change my own life, my family's life, and I would make sure that my friends were fine as well. But at the moment, the money that I'm making, I could probably buy them a Twix. But yeah, money-wise, I would like to be like MrBeast. But I think when you get famous, that's when you get more people being horrible to you because you've made it, because you're making a lot of money. Obviously, there's loads of people that approach you regards to that, to do certain things and do certain sponsorships and things like that. Obviously, when it comes to sponsorships, I want to make sure that they're decent. Obviously, they're not horrible. They're not sort of, yeah, bad sort of companies. It needs to be relevant to me, my family and my content. But yeah, if you keep subscribing and you keep watching my videos, I will make money. It won't be millions, it'll be pence, pounds, but yeah, it all makes money. At the end of the day, I could be doing this for free, so anything that comes in is welcomed, and it just helps me travel around a little bit sometimes. So keep watching and help me make some videos, because I'd love to go further. How do you plan for your videos? Well, when I'm doing videos, I tend to spend a lot of time researching them. No, I don't. I do bullet points. If I'm going to somewhere, sometimes I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to make it to that place because of weather, transport and the likes. So I'll do bullet points on sort of when the building was built, who built it, that sort of stuff. Or I'll just write a few bullet points of facts and figures of where I'm going. Sometimes I'll just have it on my phone and I'll just think of it as I'm going along. Sometimes I'll just wing the entire video, like I'm doing now. I'm just answering questions, or like the previous one, I just did a bit of drone footage and then walked and talked. It just depends on what you're doing. It depends on how you're going to structure your video. For me, I can't remember loads of facts and figures like some people can. It's difficult to remember everything. Sometimes I'll have too much information in my head and I can't get it out, so I'll have little bite-sized bits. Sometimes I'll say a little bit to camera, I'll focus and show you like the area for a bit, then I'll think of something to say, then I'll say that particular thing. So I'll do it in little stages and then I'll put it all together and it flows. So that's pretty much it. Sometimes it's bullet points, depending on where I am. If it's something and I know about, then I can just talk about it. But otherwise, it's just a case of just getting there, figuring out what I'm doing on the day, and then maybe just sort of learning about it on Wikipedia and the likes, and just saying a few facts, or just walking and exploring and just discovering something for the first time, doing it that way. Last question on this particular list: have you met any other subscribers, YouTubers, or collaborated with any YouTubers? No. no, well, apart from my son's a YouTuber. He started a while back doing various things, but I haven't actually met any other YouTubers yet. I've talked with other YouTubers, have a bit of banter with a few of you out there, mostly Andy and Claire. We tend to have a bit of a daft sense of humour. I send them little videos of me and my son doing stupid stuff. But yeah, I'd love to meet them. I'd love to meet James and Helen by the curb. I'd love to meet Rebecca, Baxter.com, Mark at Let's Make a Trip, Scott and Steve Marsh. I'd love to meet them. There's so many of YouTubers I watch. I'd love to meet them, collaborate with them maybe. They've got their own flow, their own way of doing things, but I'd love to meet them. It'd be nice to see them face to face and just learn from them, get some tips. Anyway, it's yeah, thank you so much for watching this. There's loads of banging going on. It's a crow scarers that you probably can hear picking up on the mic. Anyway, I need to get myself back home. I've got a cheese and ham baguette there to eat on the way back. Yeah, but I thought I'd do these questions. I was supposed to do them at 1,000 subscribers, but I kind of put it on the back burner because I was doing a lot of videos. There's loads of places I wanted to do, and I thought I could just do that whenever. Today was a nice, lovely day, so I thought I'd do it today. So they're the questions I've got so far. If you've got any questions for me, stick them in the comments and I'll add them to a list, and I'll do it maybe over the summertime, maybe when I've got sort of 10-15 more questions. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, thank you for watching. Give us a like, comment, and let us know questions. Let us know places you've been, anything that I've spoken about. If you want me to expand on it, put it in the comments and I'll sort of answer that as well. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps me out massively, gets me videos out there, gets people viewing, obviously, and then obviously people watch it. I make more revenue, and then I can afford to get out and about and do these things. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Hope you're all well, and see you in the next one. Bye bye. Now, Cooper's baguette, get in my belly.